Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good whenever and wherever you may be. It's very, very distracting to do this kind of introduction live to camera when I see Ed opening a bottle of champagne. That is just not on, sir. I'm on the water and I'm going to keep it that way. I'm here in Odyssey Momentum Mission Control headquarters in Groningen. You can see it is pitch black outside. I have no idea what time of day or night it is, but it doesn't matter because we're in a digital world. I'm here with Rutger van Zoudam, of course, and we're here to talk about energy singularity. Not the simplest of things to be talking about after so many hours of hacking over the weekend and much more. But we're going to get through this, and we're here for the finale. Oh, hang on one second. I think the tech team just put Ed's camera full screen on the live stream because they want to see you opening that bottle of champagne, and that looks like a good bottle as well.
You have to help us count.
3, 2, 1. There we go.
Nice.
And I love the fact, of course, our tech team is clapping because Ed knows the right way to open champagne is not to pop the cork, but it's just to let it ease out of the bottle. What are we here for? We're here for the finale, the point where we talk about what the challenge was, what the teams have been up to, who the winner and or winners may be, and of course to talk about the future, because it's not just about the Momentum weekend, it's about so much more. Ed, there is no better person in the world, not just because I'm tired of course, to explain to me what energy singularity means. And for the folks watching this who have no idea, you actually created 2 streams within this challenge. But before we get into that, can you just give us an idea of the bigger picture of the vision here?
Yeah, energy singularity is a singularity generally is something where everything converges to one, and that's what we have to do in the energy sector actually to make the next transition step, kind of in the as a whole system. And so we have designed a system where we test exactly that. We're testing the energy singularity, we're testing the new system. And because the new system, there is still a lot of white spots to discover, we tiered apart the challenges into 2 streams. And so one stream is just the trading part, which is the trading part which could, in future, everyone will become a participant in the market. We don't know how many years, it depends on regulation. But as the values are so small, there will be bots trading on their behalf. And so that's what we wanted to test. At the same time, the grid will be accounted in a much more granular. And so the DSO team, the grid operator team, they were testing how to manage this grid in such a completely new environment, where there's so many more participants. And then this whole setup will provide way more degrees of freedom for final consumers to participate in markets. We therefore had a stream 2, which was discovering new degrees of, how this new degrees of freedom could be translated to final consumer. And this is, creating social networks, local networks, communities, and so forth. So, yeah, we tested 2 things. We saw it's working. We will definitely go deeper there, and you will see in the next runs of the hackathon, it will slowly converge to one thing.
All right, hold that.
It was all one story, but wrapped in two streams. Yeah.
Fabulous, thank you. Hold that story for one moment, because you do this all day long, and it's easy for you to forget what it was like to never know any of this information, because you're working out into, for what some people might think is it's kind of like a science fiction level of the future. Of course, if I remember right, you hope it's not science fiction, it's science reality, and it's right now, very soon. So we're talking about a couple of things that have changed in the world, if I remember rightly, and I can just bring it down to an everyday person level. And that is one, all of a sudden, almost anybody is able to start producing energy instead of just consuming it. And whether that is putting solar panels on your roof or having a windmill in your garden, or we don't need to go into the details, but That's obviously very interesting, but the market of, okay, you've produced this energy, some of it you'll use yourself, but maybe you have overcapacity. What do you do with it? Who do you give it to? How can you sell it? What is the taxing? There's so much complexity there because we've never done it before. We've never invented that. And then on the other side, as you pointed out, we've got the grid, which was, the energy grid. There's many of them all over the world, of course, but it was designed to be a more or less one-way street, which is from the giant energy centers towards the users, whether that's industrial or consumer, it doesn't matter. And now, of course, we've got this reverse direction that it wasn't built for, but it needs to deal with. And of course, then we've got, as you say, the peer-to-peer element of it can't be centralized anymore because that's just not going to work. Is that right?
Shall we add him to our PR team?
Ed, you know where to find me, right? It's not difficult. But am I getting that right? Is that kind of where we're at with this?
You sound like a pro over there. Yeah.
Fabulous. Thank you. Wow. Okay. So again, changing the world.
Did you say that from? Did you read that, or did you know that?
I didn't. I've got an Excel spreadsheet in front of me. There is no way there could have been that much info. And now all the teams are looking like, is my name on that spreadsheet? It's too late, and you can't rewind it.
Let's dive into it.
So you said there were 2 streams. So it means we're actually giving out two prizes, and I'm looking at you through the camera here. We're giving out 2 prizes, right? 1 for each stream. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, then if I may, let's start with the first stream.
The trading part.
Yeah, stream 1. It says here on my script, deploying peer-to-peer energy markets. That is stream 1, right, Ed?
So stream 1 is about the trading agents. Yeah.
Check.
It's where great fees battled intelligent trading agents, and we had 3 very pro teams.
All right.
We had actually 4 teams, but one was not competing. The grid operator team was not competing, yes.
Fair enough. And this is not your first Odyssey rodeo, so you might expect what's coming. Are you able to, either of you, both of you, say a little bit about why this team won without giving it away, or is it so clear that it would blow my story?
So the thing is, we weren't even part of the jury for this team. So it was actually Etienne. So I think it would be ideal to ask this question to Etienne.
Cool.
Oh,
nice.
You're right. Etienne is here on the call, so we can do that. I'm fried. I'm sorry. Totally missed that. Where is Etienne on our screen? Hello, sir.
Hello.
Cheese for breakfast, you said in the pre-roll. I'm very, very jealous. Etienne, sometimes this is impossible, I realize that, and I'm putting you in an impossible position. Is there something you can say about either the winner and why they won, or if not, the process that you and the jury went through?
Okay, so we followed your indicators, which were fine for us, and in fact we were 4 judges, and we discussed why we marked the different indicators the way we did. We were more or less aligned with various difference, because what was interesting was that one judge did not participate to the whole of the weekend, and therefore received the information through the presentation, and he had a slightly a different opinion because of that, but that was interesting to factor in as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so in the end, we just added all our points and verified that everybody was happy, and that's how we selected the winner. But I must say, 2 of the 3 competing teams were quite close. I won't say more right now. Anyway,
thank you.
We judged mostly on the quality of the technology developed, and especially the potential for future implementations.
Fabulous, and of course we brought you into the call on the or onto the screen at the suggestion of Ed, and I didn't properly introduce you. We just used you by first name. So for anybody who's watching this, and I'm now of course going to murder your last name because we're live on air. Etienne Gehein from Engie, one of the challenge leads for this Energy Singularity. Etienne, if it's okay with you, I'm going to ask you to announce the winner of this stream, because you are the challenge lead, but I'm going to guide you through the process. So in a moment I'm going to start up our drum machine here sitting on my left, and then I'm going to count you down from 3 to 2 to 1 and invite you to name the winner from stream 1, if that's okay with you.
That's okay.
Fabulous.
My favorite task of the week.
I got you memed yesterday, and I wanted to make you memingful today.
You're the best,
So,
Nick. Well, let's get this over with.
Let's get the drum roll running. And Etienne, if you would be so kind, in 3, 2, 1, the winning team is
Rebase.
Rebase. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Congratulations.
And I believe that is Sebastian, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Sebastian here from Rebase MD.
Fabulous. Congratulations, first of all. Also on the epic backdrop you have behind you there. Thank you for taking the concept of the Momentum and our holodeck one step further. At least I assume that we inspired you and not that you inspired us. Can you talk to us a little bit about what you and the team built this weekend?
Absolutely. So basically what we've been working on is smart agents for local energy markets. And we were, 3 or 4 great teams with data scientists from all different areas in the energy sector, and very complementary. And it was really cool to work together with these different teams. But one thing that we realized from this competition is that this hackathon is difficult to develop these smart agents. There's so much data that needs to go into them. The algorithms needs to be very fine-tuned. And even when we take this to the live system, with all these different ITC protocols that need to be followed, and different appliances like heat pumps, EVs, batteries, etc., it's difficult. So what we realized is that actually we need more brain power to solve this nut. And our solution is basically creating a community, a collaboration community that enables to get more of this brain power by crowdsourcing.
I love the fact he comes in here and says, yeah, it was difficult. That's why it's a challenge. Just pointing out.
My question would have been, what is the difficult part of this? I think also, if you're working as data scientists, you could have the urge to basically go like this. What kind of information do you exchange with all the different stakeholders to get to the best possible fine-tuning of the model you are proposing?
No, but I think we did very well in this hackathon. I think it's very easy to say when you develop trading agents. I'm a former energy trader myself, so I know about secrecy in that space. Let's say like this. But in this challenge, I think we actually had a very collaborative approach, and all the teams shared their ideas with each other.
It's amazing.
Which I think was really inspiring.
Yeah.
And then to allude to what Etienne said in a previous internal meeting that we had, is that then you can actually start understanding why you get the results that you get. When you understand different components that goes into this, so that it's not only black boxes. Mm-hmm. So that was really cool to see.
Cool. Congratulations. I'd love to spend more time talking about this, but we've actually got more stuff that we need to talk about, because there's the second prize in this. Congratulations again to you and the team. I saw your eyes flicking up and down as you were talking to us, so I'm assuming you've got some notifications of congratulations and happy stuff, so enjoy that. But there is one thing we did promise, and then I've got to keep rolling on because we've got more to talk about, and that is the award that we promised over the weekend. It used to be a physical trophy. How do we do that digitally? Well, you all collectively did that in the track. you were doing stuff in Momentum. There were 2,940 minutes. Those are represented by small blocks, and if I go like this, you should be able to see it online right now. 2,940 minutes translated into small blocks. All the wows that you gave are translated into those bigger chunks, and then hidden in that structure are some branches that represent your ecosystem, joins, invites, handshakes, etc. So this is a truly unique piece of digital art created by you. That's getting wrapped up with the winning team name, zipped up, put on online digitally. The
it's an NFT. It's an NFT.
The proofs of the NFT are going online. We'll send you the keys to the kingdom so that you can prove and have eternal bragging rights on that piece of digital art created live this weekend. I think we're back to Ed and Anna. Is that
Stream 2?
That makes sense for Stream 2.
Yeah.
Stream 2, Ed, are you able to give us some insight into either the process, or I'm seeing here you also made an interesting decision.
Yeah, I mean, I must really say it was hard, because what the Stream 2 was about was creating a new and enabling people having a relationship to energy and utilizing it in different ways. So 1 second. Sorry.
Live news, important updates. It's probably the pizza being delivered, but that's fine.
Small people close by.
Yeah, we have a couple of kids running around here. Yeah. So so the thing was, different solutions triggered different emotions in the judging team, and we were 4 people in the judgment team where everyone had the same amount of votes. And so there was very different reactions inside the judgment team to the different solutions, which was good, because that's what the app's supposed to do, and to touch on different emotional level. And so at the end, kind of the criteria went into direction: how could this be deployed, and then how would the team be able to deploy this as well, to build this, and how variable, or let's say how is the team able to adjust, to pivot and adjust the views and so forth, and that at the end led to a solution, but it was definitely a longer discussion there. Yeah, so it wasn't easy.
So
really, it wasn't easy.
So they are all winners.
Yeah.
So fabulous. I've got one question. I'm going to cut you off just 1 second. I just want to make sure, because I don't want to screw this up. I'm a perfectionist. Do you have how many winners do you have of Stream 2? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 4? Is it 10,000?
So we have 2 winners.
Fabulous. That's what I wanted to know. Rutger, you wanted to...
Yeah, so how can you get different emotions in the connection with energy? How does this work?
Yeah.
Well, Amelia, for example, sent a pumpkin pie worth of energy to her dad. Another app, Streaming Potential, got people amped about, supporting their favorite artist and amping that artist. And Revolt talked about, working within your community and enlarging your community, starting from, your local store onwards.
So the thing is, on emotion level, there is 3 or 4 different personas that were targeted. In the first team, it was a younger persona targeted, probably. Then more the artist community, local communities around art and so forth. And the third one was more the conscious, the conscious kind of, doing good personas, collecting your carby, making your world a greener, your community a greener world. Is different stories, and of course you have different personas there, and we were different personas in the judgment team, and that's why it was like, one judge said, yeah, this is, I could imagine this, the slight adjustments here, and then it sounds really sexy. And then the other person, simply because we're closer to the target persona.
Yeah, what resonates with you is what you tend to favor. I mean, that's human nature, right? Wow, that sounds like it was a fun judging process to be a part of. I have to say, of all the things I've done in innovation and hackathons, and judging is the thing I never want to do. It's so painful. Is it okay if we follow the same process? I don't know how we're going to do this. Well, you've already said there's going to be 2 winners, which now there's teams looking ahead going, oh, hey, I've doubled my chances. This is awesome. So we're going to do one, and then we're going to do the other one. And the tech team's looking at me going, there's no way that's going to fit in time. So we're going to speed it up. Ed, you can pick either one you want. That's fine. If I can get a drum roll, please. Rutger. Thank you very much. 3, 2, 1. Ed, the winning team is
Streaming Potential.
Streaming Potential.
Revolt.
Oh.
And the other one, Revolt. There we go. And look at that. You're next to each other on my screen, which means nothing for you at home. Let's bring in Edgar from Streaming Potential, as you were first.
Yeah. Well, I'm very overwhelmed. It's great. Yeah, we really struggled, and Ed knows about this persona and how to tackle this challenge. It is, like you introduced in your story, Nick. It is so complex to talk about energy and to abstract that away. And that eventually we took that into a concept where, on the one hand, you have artists that look for that want to get paid, or that bring creativity to a community. And on the other hand, you have the prosumer that over time can basically stream their energy to those artist community. And by creating a win-win, the community grows. So that is eventually what we all came up. And but yeah, all the other teams also did a very good job.
So I can hook my solar PV up to a band.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think my mind just melted a little. That is cool. Such a simple concept to bring something so abstract into the here and now. Wow, it's not often that I'm speechless, and I really am now. That's amazing. There is, of course, the digital award. We're going to have to split that between you and your co-winner from Revolt, but we're going to talk about that award for a moment. Again, exactly the same thing, digitally created by all of you. The credentials are all specifications all the same. We're going to have to tweak it slightly to make sure it represents both teams, but with the magic of technology, it looks something like this. And congratulations for being able to split 50% of that with your team. If I may, we're going to flick over to, I guess it's Kieran, I think. Oh, and kudos for having your team on your backdrop there. That's nice work. Do I have it right? Is it Kieran?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Fabulous. From Team Revolt. How does that feel?
Great.
Fabulous. I like it. He's a man of many words. It feels great.
Yeah, what can I say? I mean,
pretty much anything you want, but we are live.
So I'm first of all, I want to say thank you, Ed, but also congratulations, or Ed and the entire jury, and also congratulations to Edgar and Sebastian. I mean, this weekend was. We were building. I had a lot of thoughts and a lot of ideas how we can actually build communities, and also like shareable items or shareable objects for communities which represent energy but are not fully like kilowatt hours or something as boring as that. And I must say this weekend was extremely inspiring also for our solution. I mean, all the different ideas which came together like brought us also to rethink about what we build and how we approach the problem. And yeah, I mean, it's great that we have 2 winners to some extent. I mean, of course, you want to have it all, but it's great to have you, Edgar, also, because I think we had a lot of similarities and a lot of thoughts which were going to the same direction, and but with different outcomes at the end of the day.
Awesome. So great to hear that. Congratulations again to you and the team. Can you, you're one step ahead of me. Flip me over to Ed and Anna. Ed, I want to ask you, because if I remember rightly, you've put quite a lot of effort already before the hackathon into before the hackathon. We don't have a hackathon anymore. Before Momentum, into what's going to happen after Momentum. Because again, you're one of these people that says, it's great to hack for a weekend, but how do we get it into reality? What's coming up? We said MVPs are the baseline now. A pilot program or a pilot project, or at least a plan around one from the teams, hopefully with you, is the way to go. What comes next?
So maybe before we go down that route, we would like to say something to the third team.
We have to say that we're alone. They won our hearts. And as they are graduate students, and we have a lot of competition for our paid internships, but the offer is on the table for anyone on the team to let us know, and we'd love to work with them in that way and recognize their amazing talent and the effort they have put in this weekend. They were really amazing. So in the true sense of the word, we really find all three teams to be impressive winners this weekend.
So just to repeat again, we just made an offer to all the students from the from Stream 2 Team Desagy for a paid internship after, as it fits into their study.
Brilliant.
Wow, there's a twist in the tale that I wasn't expecting. Do we have anyone from that team on the call?
Yes, hi everyone, and let me just say thank you so much, because I think this entire weekend for us was really an honor just to participate. And shout out to my team, because it was a team effort and it was just a great opportunity for us to really bring the energy transition to life and work on our ideas. So thank you.
Fabulous. No. Thank you for being awesome, and your team as well. And please do seriously consider taking it up on that offer, because that might be just too cool for words. Ed and Anna, thank you for doing that, of course. Back to what comes next.
Yeah, so for us, this hackathon, it was actually part of a development process, and with the little difference that in this little hackathon, we did as much as we usually do in 2 months.
I'm sorry, Ed, you broke up there. Could you say that once more, just a little bit more clearly?
So I even got so in 3 days, as much as we usually do in 2 months.
Fabulous. Just wanted to make sure of that.
I think the strongest statement I received as a feedback from one of the board members of our partners here, and it's a board member of a fairly large company. He said, what he saw at this hackathon, the results, and he looks at what it cost him actually to to get to these results. He gave a benchmark that the cost approximately accounts to 3% what you see, I get a compliance thing here.
Yeah, I can see that. It's
a well-known consulting company.
I didn't
report.
finish. Yeah,
it's okay. Privacy has been maintained.
So the results that cost him, to participate in this hackathon is roughly 3% of what it have cost him to get from a famous consultancy company.
And the quality wouldn't have been as good, I guess.
Oh, Rutger, you could have just taken the compliment, man.
No, it's about the process that
it's a clarification. It's a clarification, Rutger. Thank you. Yes.
I think with all the data and the simulation software you guys have created, you can bring up the quality a lot more as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this will accelerate. This is so. The next step is we just with this hackathon we validated ideas. We got new ideas. We filled the backlog, and exactly. Yeah. So we in fact from our perspective, we haven't talked with most of the companies now which were competing in the streams, but from our side we plan to work with each of the company.
Brilliant.
But we still have to discuss this. Yeah.
Fantastic. The quality of this track, all the tracks this year, this season, still blows my mind. So if you're watching this live or at some point in the future and you're wondering what all that was about, that was the finale for Energy Singularity. I am going to give Mr. Van Zoudam the last word in a moment, because we have to wrap up very, very shortly to get into the next finale. Rutger, anything more to add on top of Energy Singularity?
Yeah, before we go into self-sovereign identity, what was also kind of a simulation but in a very different way, I think I want to encourage all the partners, teams, but also other people who are watching this to have a very close look at what Energy Singularity has done over the past year and over the past weekend. Because if you look at simulating what could be the future, then there is a ton of more things you want to simulate, because you want to find out how a new system would behave, right? And as we are in an age where systems are in a transformational phase, so to say, the work that Energy Singularity is doing is inspiring for all the other kinds of fields. If you're looking into how you want to develop medicine or whatever kind of data-driven scenario thing you want to look at, this is where basically they uncover the future, and you can really shorten the response time with an insane amount of quality that comes with it. And then you can act, you can basically become anti-fragile with that. So I think for other industries it's very, very inspiring to have a good look at what these teams have been doing over the past year, and also at the way the D3A software is being built, completely open source, with these kind of teams together. That is next level innovation.
Absolutely, and that almost pretty much wraps it up for the Energy Singularity Challenge. Of course, we had our challenge leads here from Grid Singularity and NG. Oh, Ed, yep, I hear you breaking in there.
You know the best about it? We're having so much fun doing it.
That's what it is about.
There we go, rocking away with the champagne. There is a call to action implied in all of that conversation about the future. If you think you have a way to help Grid Singularity or NG move this or any of these teams forward and accelerate that time frame, as Rutger said, reach out to them. These are some of the loveliest people I think I've ever had the chance to work with. And Anna, about that thing, PR, call me. You know where to find me. Have your people call my people. You know how it works. Thank you so much. Congratulations to the teams, of course, and enjoy getting some sort of sleep or back to work, whatever it is you do. We will be back in about 6 or 7 minutes to talk about self-sovereign identity. This is a track within, or a challenge within Momentum that had a slightly different flavor to the rest, so I'm intrigued to see what happened there. See you soon. Thank you so much.